What is your dream, my friend, as an artist? What is your final goal? What is that makes you vibrate like a happy bunny when you think about maybe for you is I don't know the creative process. Maybe for you that is like heaven, or maybe for you is the money. Like Derek, I am an artist and I like money. I want to sell my pieces. I want to sell my music. I want to sell my podcast. And money for me is what drive my art. Maybe for you is exploration. Oh, Derek, I just like to understand myself, to explore the capacities of my mind through my writing or through my poems or through my I don't know, through my martial arts. Or maybe for you is recognition. Derek, I want fame, man. I want fame. I want people to understand that people of Africa, people of Africa can, I don't know, rap, or people of Canada can draw, or our people of Brazil can what dance. Definitely they can dance, right? Brazil, the Brazilian woman, very good dancer, huh? So what is your final goal, man, with your art? Let's think about it because, hey, you are an artist, you're an entrepreneur. Maybe you practice a sport, that is an art. Maybe you practice a video game sport, an e-sport, that is an art. Maybe you're a tattoo maker, that is an art. Maybe you're a marketer, that is an art. Maybe you're a medicine man or woman, or a psychology man or woman, or a lawyer. You're a politician or a statesman, that is an art. What is your final goal with your art? Let me tell you what is one of my final goals of my art, just to see if I can convince you to think similarly after your analysis and conclusions, after your own uh, analysis. I don't want you to just take my idea and, oh, okay, this is my new goal. No. Hey, just study the idea first and then you decide. So for me, for Dr. Derek Israel, I'm an artist. I have been doing podcasting, videos, writing on social media for the last 6 years. Uh, Before that, I used to write. I used to do other videos in other projects that I used to have. I wrote music, songs. I'm a very artistic person. So I have been reflecting and I have been meditating on art like for a long time, but more seriously in the last 2 years. And this is one of the conclusions that I have reached about what is my goal and what is a virtuous goal, like a goal with virtue and a goal with sophisticated and sublime transcendental element on it. So this is it. As an artist, I want to create a magnum opus. And now we are talking business here, my friend. As an artist, I want to create a magnum opus. What the hell that means? Well, in words that are common and mortal, in those words will be I want to create a masterpiece. All right, and not only one, but a lot of them. But that I will be discussing tomorrow in the next part of this podcast that I call the magnum corpus. But hey, don't get confused. Let's just stay with one masterpiece, one piece that literally changed the history of humanity. I want to create a piece that is transcendental. I want to create a Mona Lisa. I want to create a Don Quixote. I want to create a Titanic, the movie. I want to create a Starry Night of Van Gogh as masterpiece, because that's that beautify the world, man, that gives meaning to the world, that change the world momentum in a certain dimension, maybe technological, maybe philosophical, maybe artistic, maybe just the beauty of it, aesthetics. But that changed the world, that changed souls, that determines a new universe. And artists, that was what we do, man. We create universes. That's why we are going to be so successful in the metaverse, because we have been creating universes all of history, of all of our history. We have been doing this for a long time. This is our everyday. This is our normal, to create a new thing, to create, to germinate. This is our normal. This is what we do. But not always we create a masterpiece. And that is what we are going to do today. So, my friend, open your mind, open your heart, and open your notebook, because today you will create your masterpiece. Welcome, my friend, to the most. Listen to this. This is important. This is serious. This is serious business right here. This is serious business right here. Welcome to the most transformative podcast in the world, my friend. Yeah. We are transforming souls here, buddy. We are on a mission here, buddy. We are on purpose here, buddy. It's a bilingual mastermind podcast. And this is the episode 528. Come on, folks. Give me that energy. I'm vibrating high today. I feel good. My name is Dr. Derek Israel. I'm so excited to come here and discuss what we are going to talk about today, because for me, talking about a masterpiece and how to design one and how to create one, this is for me money, my friend. This is for me happiness. This is for me meaning. All right. So I'm very excited to be with you today. Your time will be worth it. Let me tell you something before we continue moving on. Today, I have an interview. It's a very important interview on my um on my Instagram. I sorry guys, I don't have an image to show you. I have one, but I didn't download it. It's on my Instagram and my Facebook, and my Twitter, so you can go to my social media and you can see the promotion there. But I have been promoting this guy work, the guy that I will be interviewing today, like for a long time. And if you have been a follower of the Mastermind podcast, you probably know this guy already, because I recommend his work a lot. You know that I'm always giving you references for further study. This is one of the guys that I always give as a reference to further study, and his name is Akira the Don. Okay, let me just real quick. If you're watching this on YouTube, you can just see my screen. If you are in Spotify, also you can see my screen. Let's just go right quick to his website and show you firsthand who this guy is. So this is the guy. His name is Akira the Don. He's the creator of the meaning wave movement. Let me just search the meaning wave movement. Meaning wave. And I have been recommending this guy's music for a long time. He has served as an inspiration for for my work also, and for a couple of ideas that I have for a long time. So yeah, definitely go to check his YouTube. There you will find all his music. But his music, what is special about it is like his personal development music. So he take the speeches and some of the messages of the people that are great in the world, like for example Jordan Peterson or Marcus Aurelius or David Goggins or Joko Willings or Joe Rogan or Terence McKinnon or Alan Watts. Like he takes a very, very, very huge brain, a masterpiece of a brain, and he puts music with it. So all of the audios, all of the messages enters to your brain very profoundly, and it's so profound that his work changed your life. It changed mine. That is my favorite artist of, not of all time, but contemporary, like that is living today. He's my favorite artist living today. All right. And I have the privilege of interviewing that guy today. Today, April 14 of 2022 at 2 p.m. MST on my Instagram live. All right. 2 p.m. MST. So Google and transform the time for your own time. MST. All right. And I will be interviewing him on Instagram Live today. So connect, go there with questions, and this will be historic, my friend. I'm so excited. I'm so pumped because dreams becomes reality. I have been visualizing this interview for years now, and hey, today is material. Today is matter. Today is physical. That's what I tell you, man. That is the law of attraction. That is the power of the discipline. That is the power of showing up. That is the power of reaching out. That is what I'm doing. That is what I'm trying to teach you to do, and to model that behavior for you to follow in your own life purpose. This is my life purpose. Knowing these guys, presenting these guys to you, this woman to you, women that are empowered, men that are empowered, visionaries, that is my life purpose. And I will continue doing that until I die. But what is yours, man? That is what you need to find out, because you will vibrate high. You will be on fire every day, every morning, like I am, you know. So I have a course. I have a course in derekisrael.com about manifesting your life purpose. If you want more information, you can go to derekisrael.com and see every course that I have there, including manifesting your life purpose. So let's go right into the podcast of today. So, what is a magnum opus? What is a magnum opus? Well, this is a fancy way to say masterpiece. I like the name, so I just stick with it. But a masterpiece is like a piece of art that basically changed the history of humanity and reflects also your most deepest skills as an artist. Like it's a materialization of your perfection as an artist. And notice, creating art, this is the art of perfection. This is the art of perfecting your skills, your performance, your attitude, your mindset, your capacity to create, and also your distribution and marketing skills. Because one thing is to create the art, and another thing is literally to expose the art to the world, right? So, creating a masterpiece, this should be your goal. I don't care if you're an entrepreneur, you can create a masterpiece. Let's say you don't think that McDonald's is a masterpiece as a business. You may say, oh no, it's gross. Yeah, it can be a little bit gross in a health perspective, but in a business perspective, it's a masterpiece. Do you think that if you're in sports, also you can create masterpieces? You don't think that the game in which Ray Allen, uh, he got that shot from the three line, from 3 points in the San Antonio Spurs. I think it was a game 6. I don't remember exactly the date. Maybe it was 2012, maybe. I don't remember exactly the date, but you know that shot in which the game they were losing by 3, and I think and Ray Allen, like he shot a 3-pointer and he got it in the last second, and they went to overtime. They won the game and they won the series. That game for Ray Allen, that was a masterpiece. That is going for the history book. So if you're a sportsman or sportwoman, you can also have masterpieces in the game, also in video games, right? Basically, a masterpiece is your greatest piece, is your greatest art of all time. It is something that cannot be replicated. It is something that is innovative. It is something that is original. It is something that is the first of his type. Listen what I'm saying. It's the first of his type. It's like a new spirit that comes to the world. Do you think that the song, let's see, a good masterpiece? The song, and I will always love you. Do you think that that Whitney Houston song, it is not kind of a first of his type? Do you think that that is like kind of a the first of her spirit? Like that is a new configuration down there, folks. That is a new pattern. That is a new code. That is a masterpiece. That is Whitney Houston masterpiece. But you can how I call this, man? What is the name of this masterpiece? This is one of my favorite, if not my favorite masterpiece of all time. Um it is called, let me Google it. The Bohemian the Bohemian Rhapsody. How is say? The Bohemian Rhapsody. Wow, it's difficult for me to pronounce that. But it's of Queen, the Queen band. Maybe you know the song. Let me just put it. I don't want to get the copyright though. Let me just put it for a second. Galileo, Galileo. Dude, just listen to that, please, today. Just YouTube Queen. I don't care if you already listened to that song a million times before. Just listen to that song. Just search Queen. It's the first song that it will appear, the Bohemian Rhapsody or something like that. Just listen to that masterpiece. That is just like a new spirit. It's something so original. That is a masterpiece, and I want you to create that. That is the Magnum Opus. You see, so you may ask, okay, Derek, I understand what is a masterpiece now. I understand what is the Mona Lisa. I understand what is the Starry Night. All right. I understand what is other masterpiece, but why is important? Why I need to create one? Well, it is important, my friend, because with your masterpiece, you will bring new realities to life, and you will communicate something that must be communicated at scale. That is the good thing with a masterpiece, because when you are an artist, let's be real, you will produce 99 like of your pieces will be common pieces, let's say, or pieces that will not stand out so much. So they will only stand out in your own community. For the people that already loved you, those people that already are your fans or your students, they will see most of your pieces and they will love them all. And maybe they buy it. And maybe you will, support and fund your lifestyle with that money. And that's very good. You are living the life of the artist, right? But 99 of your pieces, they will not change the world. 99 of your pieces, they will not be known worldwide, not outside of your community. But there is one or two or three or five pieces that we can call magnum opus that they just reach the entire universe. Like, for example, we know that the masterpiece of Daddy Yankee, he's like one of the most famous rappers in the, reggaetoneros of reggaeton on Puerto Rico, and he's about to retire now, but he did this masterpiece. He did two masterpieces, though. Like, he did La Gasolina, and he did Despacito with Luis Fonsi, right? But, man, with La Gasolina, that thing reached the whole world. People in China, people in India, people in Africa, they used to sing that song. When I was in India, I was in a mountain in India, and one guy start singing because I told him, hey, I'm from Puerto Rico, because he asked me, and he told me, oh, Despacito, Despacito. A guy in India, in a mountain that was very isolated. How the hell that guy knew Daddy Yankee and Luis Fonsi's song? Because it's a masterpiece. You ask a Chinese, you ask a guy of China, hey, do you know Don Quixote? Probably he will know Don Quixote because it's a masterpiece, right? But maybe he doesn't know all of other pieces that Cervantes, the creator of Quixote, what other pieces he did, because they maybe were not a masterpiece, right? And I have read other pieces about him, and I know that he have a lot of works. He did theater, he did a lot of different arts. But we know Cervantes by Don Quixote, because that is his masterpiece. So that's why it's important for you to create one, because you will impact a scale. You will impact in the macro perspective of results and effects. You will get out of your own little community. And obviously, this will bring eyeballs to your work. This will bring new people, new fans, new students to your work. And also, this will be your ultimate creative act. So this is like external, right? The one that I was telling you is like external motivations: fame, recognition, money, new eyeballs, marketing, scale. That's business. But for you as an artist, just the creative act, man, the creative ecstasies that you will feel when you are creating your masterpiece. For example, the masterpiece of Friedrich Nietzsche is Those Spoke Zarathustra. Así habló Zaratustra en español. El mejor libro que puedes leer en tu vida. The best book of all time, I think. One of the best book of all time. Those Spoke Zarathustra of Friedrich Nietzsche. Buy it, read it. He said that when he was writing that book, when he was writing his masterpiece, he was feeling so cheerful, man. He was creating all day. He was creating like a kid all day. Almost no eating, almost not sleeping, just happy, because he was in the sublime aspect of the creative act. He was in the high consciousness aspect, in the one love aspect, in the integrity aspect of the creative life. And that is the life that I want you to live, because that is the life of virtue, my friend. That is the ultimate goal of personal development, the output that we can create meaningfully with a very profound input, with a very profound and sophisticated character. That is what we are doing here, huh? Yes or no? Yes or no, my friend? So what what a magnum opus will demand of you? This is what it will be demanded. Are you ready? Because you need to do this. Your magnum opus will demand your maximum self-development or personal development. That's it. It will demand that you reach the final limits of your personality. It will demand that you transcend your personality and become the universe. Sometimes you can lose your head in the moment. You can lose your head in the journey. Just think about Van Gogh. What is his masterpiece? Starry Night, one of the best pieces of all time. When he did it, he was in a hospital, in a mental breakdown, because he was so sublime, he was so artistic, he was so in the zone, he was so in the flow. And I have an episode that is called Flow. Just look that episode if you're an artist. It's a Spanish episode only for Spanish speakers. It is called Mastermind Podcast Flow. But he lost his mind in the process. That is a bad thing. But he reached to the final aspects of his personality. He went far. Also, Nietzsche lost his mind. So this will demand a lot of exploration and a lot of spiritual advancement. In the book Mastery, Robert Greene, and that is one of the best books that you can read about creating a masterpiece, because for creating a masterpiece, you need to reach mastery first. In that book, Robert Greene tells us about the importance of becoming sober and becoming moldable and changeable spiritually during the creation of our masterpiece, because if not, we can lose our mind. So this is something that you need to create with a lot of energy, with a lot of vitalism, with all that you got. But at the same time, be very careful, because when you are creating a masterpiece, you can go so far that you may never come back. This is just a warning, man. Are you ready? Are you willing to take this risk? I am willing, man. I'm going for it. I am looking for my masterpiece. I am looking for my masterpiece. So many people send me messages all days, man, every day. Oh, Derek, this is your masterpiece. This is my favorite video. Oh, this is a classic. Oh, this podcast, man. This will be considered one of the greatest episodes of your podcast of all time. Blah blah blah. This writing, this text, this video. So I already may have some masterpiece, but I don't consider that I have reached my masterpiece yet. I am looking forward for that. I'm staying hungry. I'm going all in. That is my virtue. That is my goal. That is my divine constitutional value. And hear that episode, watch that episode. It is called Divine Constitutional Values and Constitutional Values. There are 2 episodes about that. So if you want more information on how to become more integrated and more connected to your life purpose, reach those episodes. Those are on English. So you will be demanded to reach your final personal development to create your magnum opus. This is mandatory. So let's say, or I will share with you right now, 10 requirements to create your magnum opus. All right. I will share with you 10 requirements, and this will be very helpful. And by you doing this, you will be, oh man, I lost my sticky note again. I hate when this happened. Okay, I have it. Because my computer have like a little hole that is something sometimes get down there. Whatever. So let's go, my friend. Open your heart, open your mind, open your notebook. Now we are going to the serious business. Now we are going in serious work. All right. The first requirement to create a magnum opus is that you need to solidify your intention to create a magnum opus. Hey, you cannot create, well, you can. Let me say, you can create a magnum opus without the intention, but But what is the possibility? It is very, very little. Most artists that create a masterpiece, they know beforehand that they are in the pursuit of creating a magnum opus. If you read the Van Gogh letters, there's a couple of books that people, they compiled the letters that he shared with his brother. And there in those letters, Van Gogh always tell his brother, I'm looking for my masterpiece. I'm looking for this type of artistic transcendental state. I'm practicing every day. I'm disciplined towards that. I'm disciplined to for this mastery. So Van Gogh knew all the time that he was looking for a certain state that he reached in the end of his days, when every spiritually consolidated in his being, and he produced his maximum output. All right. So for yourself, you need to have the right intention. Remember, intention is the root. This is the basis. You are an artist, you are creating something, you are creating businesses. All right, man. For now on, establish in your consciousness and in your psyche and in your soul, in your spirit and your mind, the goal, the definitive goal of creating a masterpiece. Why not? Why the hell you will not want to do this? Right? Why not? This is the game. So solidify your intention to create a masterpiece. The second strategy or requirement is that you need to create from your spirit and away from culture. Every masterpiece, it is not a recollection of culture. It is not, okay, the government said this and the institution says that and blah, 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 blah. And here is my masterpiece. Ta-da! No, no one wants that. We already have a lot of media of government, media of institutions, the church, the taxes, the IRS. We already have a lot of that. We don't want to know that. That is temporal. We want perennial. We want evergreen stuff. We want things that transcend history, time, context, cultures. We want spirit in those masterpieces. We don't want culture. So when you are creating or when we are creating a masterpiece, we need to understand, we need to get out of the noise. We need to get out of the voices of the society that is talking to you. The schools, the universities, the scientific research. Drop everything. Drop everything out. That is just distractions. When you want to create a masterpiece, yes, you may use some of those, but after you are creating your masterpiece, the basics or the nucleus or the origin of your masterpiece is your spirit. Is your spirit, is your own voice. It is your own depth, something that is uncorrupt by culture, uncorrupt by government, uncorrupt by media, uncorrupt by societal values. It is something that comes from your divine constitutional values. It is something that comes from your core. That is when masterpieces are created. So there is a good movie that I recommend you. It is called El Topo. It's on Spanish, but hey, you don't need to understand Spanish to understand the movie. It's a psychedelic movie. It's a psychodynamic movie. It's a movie that is they 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 didn't talk too much in that movie. There's no much language in the movie at all. It is called El Topo. It's from Alejandro Jodorowsky, one of the greatest directors of movie of all time, and that is his masterpiece, El Topo. I bought it like for $5 on Amazon, and you can watch it like for 5 days. So hey, $5, one of the greatest masterpiece. And man, that movie is all about being counterculture. You will just see everything of his spirit in that movie. Everything is about his spirit, and he put elements, um, So I will show you in my screen a little bit of the movie for your benefit. And he showed in the movie a little bit of culture, but only to criticize culture. All right, he's not influenced by culture, he's criticizing. So if you want to criticize culture, you can do it, definitely. But what I'm trying to say is that you cannot create from the perspective of culture if you want to create a masterpiece. And it is not like every time you will do this, like you can create uh, other pieces that are based on cultural values. But hey, if you're talking about a masterpiece, you cannot do this, man. You need to create from your spirit. You need to create from your authenticity. Let me see if I can find what the hell is this. So this is the movie. Let's see. Oh man, oh man, your life will change, man, if you see this movie. Believe me, I only see this movie once, and I am thinking about going back with my wife and see it again because it's so much. It's so much. I think this is one of the official images of the movies. It's an old movie though. It's an old movie, and I think that this one is the original. El Topo, Alejandro Jodorowsky's. So man, please, please do yourself a favor, watch that movie. You will be watching a masterpiece and you will understand what is to create from spirit instead of culture. The third principle is that you need to listen only to your inner demons. Listen only to your inner demons. What the hell that means? um, I love to create with one of my best friends. He's an artist as well, and he's a writer of music. He's a rapper, he's a comedian, he's an actor, and we do a lot of art together, and we have been doing that for the last 15 years together. So every time that we reunite, we do art together. And one of the art that we practice together is singing and recording music in his studio. And every time that we are about to start writing the song, and every time that we start writing the song, we always tell to each other, let the demons out. Let the demons out. And we scream that in the room, in the studio, let the demons out. Why is that? Because we understand that our trauma, our demons, our pain, our conflicts, our neuroses, the things in our mind that the things in our mind that are like perverted, like corrupt, like black, like dark, those things are the nucleus and the germ of masterpieces. So that's why I tell you, listen only to your inner demons. Remember, every artistic process is a process of transformation. What you are doing is that you are purifying a very immature aspect of your personality through the art. So if you are only creating from your heavens, from your angels, from those parts of your personality that they are already resolved, that they are already good, that they are already established and realized, well, what the hell you will create? But if you create from your inner demons, if you create from your trauma, if you create from your wound, you are creating with blood. You are writing the letters with your own blood, with your own viscera. You are recording the video with your own spirit. So demons, my friend, they are great for creating a masterpiece. Just just notice. Okay, so just think about the demons that the director of Titanic has to deal with when he created that movie, the classical one. Is I think it's the greatest movie of all time. Definitely one of the greatest movies of all time. In that movie, he you need to deal with a mother that is dying with her kids. You need to deal with older people dying in the ship. You need to deal with a romance that is disrupted and he died at the end. You need to deal with racism. You need to deal with discrimination for poverty. You need to deal with so many nasty things that are real, man, that are demons that we feel every day, that are kind of gross aspects of being a human. And that director put it in a film. And every time that I watch Titanic, it's like, oh man, I want to cry again. What the hell? I know that she's going to die. Why I need to cry again? Why I need to cry again? Because it's like touch my soul, man. It touched a part of my demons. It touched a part of the human collective psyche that is healing through the art. So do that. Create from your demons. The next point is that you need to download the codes of masterpieces. And hey, this may be a book that I will be writing in the future. I haven't decided if I'm gonna turn this into a book. But what I have been doing for the last years, and the reason that I said I don't know if I'm gonna do it is because I don't do this constantly. I should be more constant in doing this, and thanks God that I'm now like realizing here this, because I need to take more seriously this work that I have been doing for the last years. And that is basically studying masterpieces and downloading the patterns of masterpieces. So what I do is I just go industry per industry, like for example, paints. Uh, I go then to music, to electronic music, to rock, or then I go to movies, documentaries. I go from industry to industry, from art to art, from genre to genre. How do you say genre? Genre? Okay, Google, come over here, baby. Improve my English, baby. How do I say género in English? Let's see. Género. No, that is in Spanish. Genre. Ah, genre. Genre. All right. So I go to different genre, different genres, and I just download the codes. I say, okay, this is a masterpiece. What I am seeing here, what is the patterns? Okay, he said this here, he said it this way, he said it with this emotion, he said it that way. So I go and I listen to the Linkin Park songs, the masterpiece in the end, for example, or Faint, and I'm like, okay, all right, all right. So then I go to Michael Jackson, Beat It, all right, Thriller, okay, and I listen to the patterns, and I make notes. All right, he did this, he did that, and then I go and I read maybe La Soledad. I haven't read that book though. I must read it. I read The Soledad. It's a masterpiece, people say, or maybe I read Genji. Is a Asian literature masterpiece. Man, that is a masterpiece. Or I read Rayuela from Cortázar, Argentino, or I read or whatever. I see a Picasso's painting, and I kind of study and I download the mind. I download the spirit of the masterpiece, and then I try to replicate that with my own creative and original style. I don't try to replicate the style, neither the technique. I just try to replicate the spirit behind it. I want to capture greatness and to express greatness in my own art. You see. So start studying masterpieces and replicate that on your own. One of my favorite movies of all time, I forgot the name of it. It is called, oh man, I forgot the name of it. Anyways, in this movie, this guy told his student he was like the drums. He was talking. He was a musician of the drums, of the battery. I don't know if that is the correct translation in the rock band, but anyways, his master, he told him, if you want to improve, you need only listen to the masters. Like, don't waste your time listening to stupid music in the radio, the mainstream music. Don't waste your time. Go directly to Mozart, go directly to Michael Jackson, to Queen, to the Beatles. Go directly to the masters of all time, directly to them, and then you will be great. Don't lose your time. The next point is that you need to reach mastery with deliberate practice. And that is the point that I was telling you about Robert Greene and his book Mastery. I also have a video It's on Spanish that I recommend you to hear if you want more information about how you can reach a state of mastery in your life. Just search on YouTube Derek Israel Mastery. It's on Spanish, and there you will be seeing a detailed video about the process. But basically, mastery is when you put the hours, man. You put it the 10,000 hours in the book Outliers. It is expressed that 10,000 hours it is the official mark, but maybe I don't know. But you reach the hours, you put the time, you download the codes, you have all the system of the industry of the genre. How was Google said to me genre? You have all the system of the genre downloaded in your mind. You have all the systems and codes and intelligence downloaded in your being, and then you can innovate those systems, because one thing is to download the system and another thing is to reproduce the system differently and in an original way. That is mastery, when you can reproduce the system in an original way. Before mastery, you are into an apprentice kind of state in which you are a novice, you are a noob, you are trying to decipher the codes, you are trying to understand where is this, where is that, what is it, the color, what is the basic colors, what is the basic notes, what is the basic sentences, what is the basic grammar, what is the basic this, that, blah, 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 all the basics, right? But then when you have all the basics and you have all the time of deliberate practice because you was disciplined, creating, sticking with the process, although it was frustrating, although you may not see money in a long time, but you stay with the process, then you will reach a state in which you have mastery, man. You have reached a mastery kind of state. And I know that I haven't reached my mastery state yet in the podcasting art, but just hear my first episodes if you can understand Spanish, and hear these ones, and you will see, oh my God, Derek has improved a lot, because I am reaching mastery, man. I am every day, Monday through Friday. I change language. I continue pursuing the hustle. I am expanding myself. I'm getting out of my own way. I am not resisting my greatness. I am becoming the perpetual motion machine. Please hear that episode. That is one of the most greater episodes of this podcast of all time. It is called You Are the Perpetual Motion Machine. Watch it on YouTube or Spotify. The next principle is that you need to build massive attention to details. You need to build a massive attention to details. What that means, hey, when we are talking about a masterpiece, we are talking about a thing that is beautiful even in the inside. One of the masterpieces of Steve Jobs and Wozniak, his business partner, co-founder of Apple, it was the Apple II. The Apple II, it was one of the masterpieces of those guys. And I think it was kind of the second computer that they launched in Apple, if I am not mistaken. I may be wrong. But the Apple II, it was a beautiful design. It was a beautiful machine. It was a very functional machine. It was a very friendly machine. But also it was beautiful in the inside. Why was that? Because Steve Jobs was so oriented to details that he used to tell his teams, hey, even the cables in the inside of the computer must be beautiful. Even the electronical chip must be beautiful. And people used to say to him, but hey, dude, no one will open the computer and see the computer in the inside. And he said, I don't care. Everything must be beautiful if it is a product of Apple. That is the mindset, man. That is the attention to details. Everything must be beautiful. What I try to do with my own work is that I not only try to do the performance beautiful, the organization, and the intellectual property of the podcast beautiful. Also, I try to put a caption, a description, that every episode you can have a description in which you can give more information. I try also to put that statement, that description in a beautiful way. So always when you are consuming my content, go and watch and go and read the caption, because you will benefit a little bit more. Maybe it's one sentence, maybe it's a paragraph, I don't care, but I try to do it beautiful as well. And also all the links that I put there for you to follow my work all around holistically, I put it in an artistic way, in an organized way, because I want everything to be beautiful. Also, the metadata, that is the data that you put behind the video, like the keywords or stuff like that. I also try to put that beautiful. Things that you will never see about my content, I try to put it beautiful because that is the attention to details that I need to express, that I need to conduct if I want to create a masterpiece. So attention to details. The next principle is that you need to capture truth. You need to capture truth in your piece or in your masterpiece or in your magnum opus. And what truth means? Well, you need to capture something that is so real, that is a principle of life, and that will become evergreen. So I have an episode that is called How to Be Evergreen. It's on English. Please watch that episode. But to be evergreen is to be something that never goes out of date, never goes out of fashion. It's like the Bible will never go out of date. That is a masterpiece. That is a religious masterpiece. Or the Quran will never go out of date. Just read the Quran, man. It's a long poem. All the Quran is just a long poem. It's a masterpiece. And it has changed the history of humanity. It's the second most biggest religion in the world, the Muslim, based on the Quran principles. So that is evergreen. That is something that will never go out of date. So how you can create something evergreen? You need to capture a truth, something that will never change, something that is meaningful. Like I have understand something about content creation and about going viral after going viral a couple of times on Facebook and on TikTok. It is not about, if you want to go viral, it's not about, you know, special effects, music, whatever. It is not about those small details. They work and they are important, but they are not imperative or essential. If you want to go viral, you need to touch an emotion that is so real for people, man, that they cannot deny your work. You need to touch an emotion that is to be evergreen. You need to touch something deep. For example, my most popular video on YouTube is a video that is always bringing new customers to my business, new subscribers. It keeps running. It's like it is the most watched video YouTube that I have right now, and it is called ¿Qué hacer cuando se aleja una amistad? What to do when a friend goes away, something like that, but it's on Spanish. And man, I have been thinking, and I have been asking my wife, why the hell this video is doing so good? It has been out there like for 5 years now, like yeah, like for 5 years, and it's still doing so good. It's like keep growing in views and crazy in comments. A lot of people write me every day about that video, and my wife told me, because man, you touch something very real. You touch one of the experiences that is more painful for a human being is to lose a friend, to fall in love with a friend, not with a partner, not with a son, with a friend, with a best friend, and to lose them. Maybe they went with another friend, or maybe they got their differences, or maybe they fought, or maybe they got betrayed. But that experience of losing your friend is so nasty. And I know I have experienced that experience before. So I touched something that is a principle. The video doesn't have any special effects. Just watch the video. I will show you the video right quick here in my screen. So that is the benefit to watch my YouTube in my YouTube. ¿Qué hacer cuando se aleja una amistad? This is the video. The video is very normal. Look at it. It has no special effects, nothing, no edition. I didn't edit anything. And so many people, I don't go viral because I don't know how to edit. I didn't edit anything. And it's not viral though. The video is not viral, but it's continuously growing. It's like a slow growth but constant. That is different than virality, because virality sometimes they explode and then they stop to grow altogether. I have a viral video in TikTok. It has been with three almost 400 almost 4,000 400,000 views like for 2 months, and it's stuck there. It's stuck. It doesn't grow anymore. Like, so what is better? Something viral or something that has steady growth? I don't know. I think that both has value, right? But in that case, I touch truth. So you need to touch truth. You need to express something that is true for people in your masterpiece. The next principle is that you need to make peace with fame after death. And this come from Nietzsche. Nietzsche used to say some people are born after death. And hey, sometimes, my friend, this is a hard truth to swallow, but sometimes a whole generation needs to die in order for you to get your respect. That's so true, man. Sometimes people of your own generation, they will not appreciate your greatness. They will not appreciate your worth. And that's okay, man. And maybe that you will never see the fruits of your masterpiece. History is full of artists that they became viral and famous, and they changed the history of humanity after their death. Nietzsche was one of them. Nietzsche was poor. No one bought his stuff. Cervantes with Quixote as well. Okay. Shakespeare, he had his fame. Shakespeare is a little bit different. The masterpiece of Shakespeare is Hamlet and Romeo and Julieta, Romeo and Juliet, right? So a lot of artists are like that. You may be like that. I don't know. That is not the best case scenario. Obviously, we want to enjoy the fruits. We want to enjoy the fame, the recognition, the validation, the money. We want that with the business. We want that alive, probably. Please, alive, right? But hey, there is a possibility that that will not come until you die. You need to make peace with it. Because after you die, people will say, oh my God, what the hell this guy was onto? Like, he was so original. Oh, he did this. And they will finally pay attention. When you are living with them, they are so busy, you know? So I don't know, make your pieces. The next one is you need to love the process. If you don't love the process, you may create a masterpiece. For example, how is the name of this? My wife was telling me that this, you know that, I don't know the name. I forgot. I am not a fan of this, but it's like a very smart detective. Like that detective is like a book and also like a movie, like a series of this detective that is very smart and he can outsmart every criminal. I don't remember the name of it, but she told me that the author of that series, he hated his own writing. He hate his own creation, but he just continue anyways. So you can hate your creation and still do a masterpiece, but what is the point of doing that? Just bring in the Van Gogh sample. When he created the Starry Night, he I don't know if it was after or before, but he ripped his ear, right? And we all know that. So he was not loving the process of creating a masterpiece. So he created a masterpiece in pain. He created a masterpiece in internal conflict. So one thing is to listen to the demons, and another different thing is to love the demons and to love the process. So you need to hear the demons and also love them and to love the process. Because yes, you can create a masterpiece hating the work, but I don't find meaning on that. I want to love my work. I want to love what I'm doing. In the mastery book, Robert Greene talked about Goethe. I don't know exactly how I pronounce Goethe in Spanish. Goethe, the one that wrote Fausto. And he said that that guy has the most stable personality of all time. Like, that guy didn't have a lot of neurosis. He was a very stable guy. So that guy created a masterpiece with a happiness of mind, with a mental health. You don't need to break your mental health to create a masterpiece. You can practice self-love during the practices, during your masterpiece, and you should do it. You should practice self-love. You should connect with God during your masterpiece creation process. And I have and I have you know, I have a course about self-love. If you want more information about it, I was looking for the banner right here. It is called the Self-Love Masterclass. If you want to learn how to love yourself, I have the Spanish version out. The English is very, very, very near to released. So love the process. And the final principle to create your magnum opus is that you need to recreate yourself. You will only create what you are. So if you want to create a masterpiece, you need to recreate yourself as a masterpiece. You need to be a master. You need to be operating in God mode, as I will be discussing next week in an episode. So stay tuned. The podcast is getting better and better, masterpiece after masterpiece, as I will be discussing tomorrow. Is a magnum corpus, is a body of masterpieces interconnected with interconnected for a final artistic perspective that revolutionized the world. So, hey, don't miss tomorrow. Don't miss next week, because we are coming very hard next week. So recreate yourself. What type of character you need to build to create this masterpiece, my friend? What type of personality traits you need to evolve? You need to develop. You need to learn. You need to open the books, hear the podcast, watch the movies, watch the commentaries. What type of different experience, epigenetics, you need to activate in order to really create your masterpiece? You need to recreate yourself. Hey, I am recreating myself as a English content creator. I was full Spanish, and now I'm in this process, this transition. It will be like 1 year or 2 years of this transition. I understand this, but then I am pretty sure I will conquer the whole world with my masterpieces, with my art, because I will be speaking the universal language. I am getting better and better and better, because this is for me how I need to recreate myself, to recreate my masterpieces, man. But how you need to recreate yourself, that is your own journey. You will only know, and you need to take the steps and do the definitive strategy, and to create that manifested reality. And if you want more information how you can go from the first step of manifestation to the last step of manifestation, you need to watch my mini series. It's free, and it is called Think and Grow Rich mini series in my YouTube channel or Spotify, Apple Podcast stations. Think and Grow Rich mini series. It's a 10 episode about from, from creating your desire until manifesting your desire with with a with a wonderful and epic conclusion. So that's it, my friend. That's it for today. This is how we create a masterpiece, and it's your time. It's your moment. You have the opportunity. You are alive right now. You have all that vitalism, my friend. You have all this innovative capacity. You have all this creative capacity, and it's your time to create your magnum opus. The world needed, my friend. History needed. The human race needed. The whole universe, the multiverse, the metaverse need your magnum opus. You have this duty, and you have your responsibility. So this is Dr. Derek Israel. Please share this episode with someone, share it in your um, social media, share it in your chats. That helps. Also, remember that we are going to be today at 2 p.m. interviewing Akira the Don, one of the greatest artists of all time and contemporary artist, in my Instagram, 2 p.m. MST, Instagram Live. Join us. Make your comments down low, okay? Down below, sorry. Make your comments there. Please share your thoughts about, for you, what do you think it is necessary to create in a masterpiece, or you can share your thoughts about maybe how is your process of creating your own masterpiece. I want to know you. I want to know your process. I learn from you. Please share your comments in Spanish or English. I don't care. All right. uh, Also, remember that this podcast is on Patreon. That's how you can actually support us economically for being self sustainable. So, only with $5 per month, you can donate. And hey, you help us to continue transforming thousands of lives around the world. So go to the link that is below where it says supporting by Patreon, and hey, support us. Thank you for everyone that is already supporting us. And remember that I will be launching my first book, Terapia con Derek, Therapy with Derek, very, 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 very soon. I'm so excited. For me, that is one of my potential masterpieces. All right. I am not going to say that is my masterpiece because that is something that other people must say. It's like if I say it of myself, it's kind of biased, but I am pretty sure that may be a masterpiece and it will revolutionize your life. Terapia con Derek, Therapy with Derek in derekisrael.com. Visit my site. There you will find all the courses, sexual mastery, how to be a top content creator, to the course of meditation, the course of life purpose, the self-love course. You will find there all the books, the consulting with me, the coaching with me, the psychotherapy very soon. Hey, just visit derekisrael.com and I see you tomorrow and I see you creating your masterpiece, Magnum